Is there any chance that the Steelers can pick up Deebo Samuel? G'day, Steelers fans. Welcome back to the Pittsburgh Steelers Syndicate. I'm your host, Mark, and today we are talking about the reality of picking up wide receiver Deebo Samuel. Now, it wasn't reports yesterday or the day before from NFL.com and writer Kevin Patra. He says to link on 10 teams, and one of those teams was the Pittsburgh Steelers. At the dawn of this post, Big Ben era, what better way to bolster Mitchell Trubisky, or a rookie QB than by adding a receiver who can get the hidden yardage after the catch? Pittsburgh doesn't traditionally make splashes on offense, but as we get into a new era of Steelers football, snagging Deebo would immediately keep Mike Tomlin's club a contender. Samuel and Diontae Johnson would be a dangerous duo for any defense, simultaneously buffering for the next full-time signal caller. Now, I agree with that, right? So this article on NFL.com was written, I think, 2 days ago, and it goes on to say, with the recent news of Deebo Samuel, who wants to be traded from the 49ers to another team, it does link 10 teams in the article, but realistically, 31 teams could be a part of this trade. Anyone in their mind, any NFL mind, would love to have Deebo Samuel on their roster. If you just take a quick look at the guy's stats, right? We'll start with his rushing stats first. Okay. His career stats as a rusher, remind you that, as a running back. Yards, 550 yards, 167 attempts, and TDs 11, right? So already he has more TDs than our backups, McFarland, Ballage, and Benny Snell combined on the Steelers roster. So if you were to bring a guy like that in, who could work into the Matt Canada offense, it'd be fantastic to see. We've already started to have Claypool doing that, but imagine having Najee in the backfield along with Deebo. And we'll get into, some other things, how much it might cost to get him. But just think of the possibility. I know we did this with Tyrann Mathieu, and it's still up in the air. Will they bring in Tyrann Mathieu? But you got to talk about these things, because if it does happen, the internet's going to go crazy and Steelers fans will go crazy, right? So as a rusher, he's already a fantastic rusher, which could help out Najee Harris. And having 11 TDs in his 3-year career is unbelievable, right? His career stats, or, as a receiver, is over a 3-year period with the 49ers is 2,598 yards, 167 receptions, 246 targets, and 10 TDs. So he's got a good 3-year career with him, and he would instantaneously, like it says in the article, he would fit so well into this system, along with Claypool, who I think needs to get better. Well, hopefully he does get better in year 3. And also with Diontae in the slot, you could use Deebo a bit on the outside. You can use him pretty much anywhere. Put Miles Boykin too. Maybe he goes on the outside. So you have a good pairing of 4 receivers, along with Anthony Miller, who's trying to make the roster too, coming up from the practice squad. So I know you guys everyone's thinking, well, what do you say about draft capital? How much do you spend? How much do you say with the contract? To me, if you went out and make this big move, if we take ourselves out of the GM chair and say, don't over speculate how much it's going to cost, or what's going to happen in certain draft picks. It's going to cost a lot of coin. It's going to cost a lot of draft capital to secure this trade if it did happen, right? But imagine if it did happen. You'd have Deebo Samuel, Claypool on the outside. Diontae Johnson hopefully can be a steal, and it can be one of his best years, even better than last year. Najee Harris too in the backfield, along with Fry Muth, and this would help out our offense, or Mitchell Trubisky, 100%. Now, it is a bit like the same scenario with our safety position. We don't know who's going to be our safety. So will it be Terrell Edmonds or, Tyrann Mathieu? So, yeah, I don't mean it to drag you guys down the same route, but it kind of intrigues me. Like, man, if this happened, if Deebo Samuel were to sign or were to be traded, if the Pittsburgh Steelers sent the house and we got Deebo Samuel in a trade, I think, it would be bigger in my opinion, it would be a bigger pickup than signing the Honey Badger as a safety for that elite defense. So, what do you guys think? Would you be happy for the Steelers to go out and get Deebo Samuel? For me, I would 100%. But we don't, I'm not the GM, so I don't know what it's going to take. It could take a few draft picks, could take a massive deal. But like the article says too, there's like 10 other teams linked in the article. And in my opinion, there's also 31 teams who would love to have Deebo Samuel as their future number one receiver on the team. So let me know in the comments below, guys, what you think about this potential trade, Steelers trading for Deebo Samuel. Thanks, guys. I'll see you later.